Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. Today on the program, from the war on terrorism to the war on hazing.
Mawawala na talaga yung violenteng attitude ng mga kadete. Pag-graduate nila sa academy, walang lugar ang hazing.
All eyes now on the Philippine Military Academy and its new leaders.
We might get third-party people that can help us look into what systems have to be changed in PMA.
The PMA now under scrutiny following the death of a cadet due to hazing.
So these are individual actions by individual cadets. And that is what we want to stop.
With more individuals coming forward, possibly victimized by maltreatment.
Mahigpit talaga yung mga upper class. Saka gusto nilang matuto kagad. Diyan maraming incidents ng maltreatment.
How do you put an end to what others consider a revered tradition inside the institution? PMA Commandant of Cadets, Brigadier General Romeo Brawner Jr. joins us live. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pinky Webb. The Philippine Military Academy has declared a war against hazing following the hazing death of PMA Cadet 4th Class Darwin Dormitorio in September. The Dormitorio family continues to seek justice and accuses Darwin's senior cadets of a cover-up. Also, the PMA's new set of leaders vow to do, quote, everything in their power to prevent another hazing incident from happening. But can they succeed in reforming the institution? Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have the PMA Commandant of Cadets, Brigadier General Romeo Brawner Jr. General, it's good to see you. It's been a while since Marawi. We've been talking to you, and of course now you have a new job.
That's right, Pinky. Good morning,
Good morning.
It's nice to be here.
So you just arrived from Marawi, did you?
Well, yes. Yesterday I had to go back to get my things because 3 weeks ago, I was surprised with a text from the S&D telling me to report to Baguio City to take over as the Commandant of Cadets.
How did you feel when you got that text from Secretary Delphine Lorenzana?
Well, I felt honored, of course, because it means that I was chosen to face this new challenge, which is, of course, hazing at PMA.
Yeah, but you were the point person in Marawi, commander of the 103rd Brigade. General, of course, a couple of years back, or 2 years ago, and even still a year ago, we were talking to you a lot, especially via phone patch and even live in Marawi. How is the situation in Marawi now, sir?
Well, of course, it's better now. It's much improved from the situation about 2 years ago. Now, we only have a small group of remnants of the Mauti ISIS. In fact, a week before I was told to report to PMA, we were still running after this group, no? And we were able to capture, in fact, 3 of them, 3 young recruits, no? Ages 20 and 22. So, and then, of course, we got their firearms as well. So we're dealing with that kind of problem still in Marawi.
And I guess that begs the question, sir, after all this time, meron pa rin?
Meron pa rin. And they're trying to recruit more members, especially young people.
Yeah. How small of a group are they after now?
Well, we're talking about 25, and then they have about another 20 supporters.
So we're looking at possibly 40 all in all. And how would you describe that group, sir? Would that still be a cause for alarm, something to be very careful about?
Yes, we have to be careful because, of course, now they're trying to recruit more members, and they could still do some damage. No, they could still attack. So we have to really, get rid of the group.
But now you are out of there, sir, and now you are Commandant of the PMA. Okay, let's go to this, of course, the hazing death of Darwin Dormitorio. Murder, anti-hazing, anti-torture, and even negligence filed against 13 individuals. We're looking at 7 cadets, sir, 2 tactical officers, and 3 doctors. Sir, where are these 13 individuals now?
Well, the cadets are still at PMA. The 7 cadets are behind bars, no? They're in our stockade. But the officers, the tactical officers and the doctors are now assigned at the general headquarters.
Were you able to speak to any one of them, sir, or would that be
Well,
Did you see them?
Yes, yes, no, the cadets. I was able to talk to the cadets because once in a while I go to the stockade to visit them, boost their morale. And also, we allow their parents to go to the stockade to visit their sons.
How are their demeanors, sir? How are they?
Well, you could see the sadness in their eyes, no? The regret. Because of course, they really didn't want anyone to die. No? Hindi naman nila talagang intention yun na, well, na may patayin na tao, but it happened. So they're remorseful. That's important. I told them that they should learn their lessons. But we have left their fate to the court because, as you mentioned, the dormitorio family has already filed a case. So,
Sir, umamin ho ba sila sa inyo?
well, hindi ko pwedeng sabihin yan at this point, Pinky, because there's a case. But at the same time, we also have an administrative case against them.
Okay, I want to get to that because there is such a thing as a court-martial proceeding. I understand also, sir, but I know that there's a case. But you have, I'd like to understand this better. They're open to you, sir, without giving me any details. Nakakausap mo sila, bukas ho sila sa pakikipag-usap sa iyo sa nangyari.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
So you know what
I
exactly
know,
happened.
I know what happened. And then I'm also sometimes visited by the parents of these cadets. And I talk to their parents and, you know, they're also very sad. They're really affected. Umiiyak sila, no, sa akin. At, well, of course, sabi ko na dapat magpalakas na lang sila ng loob, no? And that they help each other.
Why is it, sir, that the 7 cadets are in the what is called the stockade,
yes.
and the 2 doctors, the 3 doctors, and the 2 tactical officers are in general headquarters?
Well, it's an SOP that we follow, especially since there's already been a case that was filed. It's really to prevent flight.
Among
Among the cadets.
everyone
Among
that
the
has been charged.
Well, the others, the officers especially, are, as I said, are now assigned at the general headquarters.
Yes.
But I don't believe there's probably there's no cause for alarm, no,
For them, to be a flight risk,
Yes,
is what you're saying,
that's
sir.
right.
The brother of Darwin Dormitorio, Sir Dexter Dormitorio, was interviewed here on CNN Philippines on the record, and he's afraid of a possible cover-up among the 7 cadets. Let's listen to what he said.
They had knowledge that my brother was already maltreated sometime in August, but then they failed to act on it on the 2nd and 3rd occurrence. So there's knowledge on their part, but there's no action. I would just like to ask the PMA about their honor code. They're bound to not lie, cheat, steal, or tolerate. However, the problem right now is they're hiding something. They're lying. So if they uphold the values of the honor code, there's no need for an investigation. But I don't know how they're going to use the honor code to let the truth come out.
I would possibly say that would be a fair question, sir, because
Yes.
there is an honor code: do not lie, do not steal, do not cheat, and that is the question the brother is asking. How can they uphold the honor code and
That's right. Yeah.
continue on with this, sir?
Well, I was able to talk with Dexter personally. He came up to Baguio City, and then in fact they requested to see the room of cadet dormitorio, and we allowed them to look at the room, just so that it could help in the probably in the healing process. No? And I assured Dexter that we are not going to hide anything. In fact, our new superintendent, Rear Admiral Alan Ferdinand Cusi, also said that we are going to cooperate with the family of Cadet Dormitorio, and not only the victim, but also the cadets.
What are they asking from you? Just 2 things, sir. Anong hinihingi ng pamilya dormitorio sa inyo? And is there anything that the accused is also asking from the PMA, sir?
Well, so the dormitorio family has asked transparency from us. And in fact, that's what we're giving them. No? All the documents that they requested, we gave them. all the witnesses have been also, given time so that they can be investigated as well. As to the perpetrators, they're also asking for the accused. No, they're also requesting for documents, and we provide them the documents. Let's say the minutes of the investigation and so on.
Are there any more loose ends, sir? I ask that because from the time this was being investigated, 2 cadets, 3, 4, and then eventually possibly 1 doctor, 2 doctors, and then it ended up to this, sir,
Yes.
7 cadets, 2 tactical officers, and 3 medical doctors. Again, are there any more possible na madagdag pa ho kaya dito o tapos na yung investigation?
Well, there are 3 groups that are really doing the investigation. Of course, PMA, because of the administrative case, the Philippine National Police, have their own investigation, and the NBI.
Right.
So I believe that everything has been exhausted already. The witnesses, the documents, even the footages of the CCTV cameras. Tinignan lahat ito.
So here's the next step possibly for the PMA, sir. Administrative cases, have they been filed against these individuals? And are you going to convene a court-martial, sir?
Yes, that is the next step for the administrative side of the case. A general court-martial will be formed at the general headquarters, and they will be trying the administrative case of these cadets.
And the administrative cases are what, sir?
Well, as I learned from our judge advocate, they'll be charged with Articles of War 97, unbecoming of an officer
and a gentleman.
Yes.
What else, sir?
I'm not sure about the other charges, but that's the initial charge that will be filed against them.
General, why is it taking time to file administrative cases? Because none has been filed yet, sir.
It has been filed already
It has been filed,
at
sorry,
the level
okay.
of at the academy, but because of the gravity of the case, a general court-martial has to be convened.
So, kailan ho i-convene yung court-martial?
Pinipili na lang po yung mga members, and then the court-martial will be convened.
How long do you see this going or pushing, sir?
I'm not really sure, Pinky.
And this will not be covered by media.
No,
This will not be allowed.
No, it will not be allowed to be covered, but it will run parallel to the
case.
filed, the criminal case filed.
General Brawner has declared a war against hazing. We'll be asking him what needs to be done in the PMA. We'll be taking a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, PMA Commandant of Cadets Romeo Brawner Jr. Sir, since the death of Darwin Dormitory, there have been reports of cadets being brought to the PMA hospital and subsequently also in V. Luna. Just for the record, sir, how many since the death of Darwin Dormitorio have been brought to either the PMA in total or V. Luna, and how many were due to what you would possibly call maltreatment?
Well, the number varies every day, Pinky. But let me just say that there are some cadets at the V. Luna Hospital. In fact, I went to visit them yesterday, and I looked at their condition, and I'm happy to note that they're now recovering very well. In fact, the other cadets who have been really, sick can now stand. They're laughing, and we were joking around yesterday.
How many are they, sir, now? When you visited yesterday?
There are 3 of them in V. Luna.
And they are there because?
Because of some perhaps maltreatment, but we're looking into their cases.
So
right
yung
now.
tatlo, sir, possible maltreatment.
Possible.
So we're not talking about natural causes.
Yes.
So may tatlo pa, sir.
We're looking at all of this, no? At alam niyo naman, we're not really hiding anything, no? Their parents were also there, yung mga magulang ng mga kadete. So I spoke with the parents, and sabi ko nga sa kanila, if you want to go back to PMA, you're welcome. No? At nakita ko naman, they're very willing to go back.
So the
to
3
PMA.
want to go back?
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, they want to go back.
Do they feel a little bit more comfortable now, sir? with the PMA? Because I know during one of your interviews, you were encouraging people who might want to join the PMA to join the PMA because
Yes.
magbabago ang PMA, sabi nyo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oo. In fact, I also went to visit the cadet candidates, no, who are now processing to get into PMA next year. At medyo nabawasan ng konti yung numbers nila. We were expecting more, pero konti lang. I mean, like, not everybody reported. So sabi ko, ang panawagan ko sa kanila is not to be afraid. No? Huwag sila matakot. Because a lot of changes are coming. Pati yung mga magulang nila, I told them, you assure your parents na once you enter PMA, ay maganda na ang PMA. No?
Are you saying, sir, that while you're there as commandant of the PMA, wala pong mamamatay due to maltreatment or hazing?
Well, yun po sana ang gusto naming mangyari. No? Last na po sana yung case ni Cadet Dormitorio, and this should be a lesson to all of us. No? Not just at PMA. In fact, alam mo, Pinky, I did some research. Ano? Mas marami pang namamatay sa hazing sa labas. Yung mga fraternities.
Universities, sir.
Universities, no? Even my former school, the University of the Philippines, mas marami kaysa sa PMA. So, it's not really just the problem of PMA, no? Mas malaki ito. It's a societal problem that we have to deal with. But at PMA, no, marami na tayong ginagawa.
So let's talk about that. You want to institute changes in the PMA. What have been done so far, sir?
Well, of course, when I took over, I immediately declared a war on hazing. You know? So this is my battle cry. And I wanted everybody, including the Cadet Corps, to follow that. And in fact, yung mga kadete, ngayon, they had a simple ceremony among themselves. Sila nagplano. They had a candlelighting ceremony. That was also the time that the Baron or the brigade commander stepped down. That was last week. And then pumili kami ng bagong Baron. And then they also have a manifesto that they wrote themselves, no?
Really?
Declaring their support on the war against hazing.
There are some solutions that you talked about. Three, sir, that I remember. You said you need to renew the honor code. That's number one. Another one was you need to have trusted seniors.
Yes.
And the third one would be, very important, sir, is this, you mentioned this, better mental health. We're not just talking about physical health here, but mental health as well. Sir, with these three, renewed honor code, trusted seniors, and better mental health, where are you?
Okay, let me start with the stopgap measures. We have short-term solutions, and then we have long-term. These three are really the long-term solutions. No? It's not really, let me talk about the long-term solutions first. It's not really revising the honor code, because the honor code is perfect in itself. No? It states, we, the cadets, do not lie, cheat, steal, nor tolerate among us those who do. It's now the system of implementing the honor code that we have to look into and to enhance, to make it better. No? And then for the...
Trusted seniors?
We are going to empower the seniors, the first-class men. So we call it the first-class system. No? We used to have a fourth-class system wherein that system would state that we have all the upperclassmen will have to join together to train the fourth-class men, no? To transition from a civilian life to a military life. But this time, we're not following the fourth-class system anymore. We're emphasizing the first-class system, and we have also a system called the Cadet Leadership Development System, CLDS, wherein as the cadet progresses up to the fourth year, there are certain roles that he has to play.
I see.
So as a first-year cadet, he has to be a good follower. No? As a second-year cadet, he has to be a good example to the fourth-year cadet. No? At the same time, he develops his own leadership on a body system, one-on-one system. And then once they become third-class cadets, they become squad leaders or small unit leaders. And then finally, when they become fourth year, they become organizational leaders. So yun po yung ating sinusunod na sistema.
For the benefit of the viewers, or just to understand this better, yung sinasabi nyo kasing hierarchy,
Yes.
Hindi very familiar to a lot of people. Pag sinabi
That's right.
pong first year, ang tawag ko sa kanila ay...
Fourth class cadets. No? Baliktad, kumbaga. as they become second year, they are third class cadets, no? And then third year they become second class, and then finally they become first class cadets.
Pero pagpasok po nila, ang tawag ho sa kanila ay
Plebo.
plebes.
Yeah,
Yun po ang
plebes,
tawag sa kanila.
plebes.
Ang tawag sa plebes is the first year, pagpasok nila ng unang taon, which is a fourth class
Yes.
cadet. It's actually really the opposite. Sir, how will that be able to help? Yung ganong klaseng system, yung pagpasok, and then maybe possibly you said the buddy system, and then the squad leader, and so on, sir?
Yes, because slowly we are developing the cadet to become a leader. At na-experience niya mismo. Because really, of course, you cannot be a leader if you're not a good follower. You have to be, you have to know that, and you have to go through that. So ganun po yung succession ng development natin.
All right. So we need to talk about mental health, that's one. And I also want to find out the difference between maltreatment and hazing. We'll be taking a short break. We'll be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, PMA Commandant of Cadets Romeo Brawner Jr. Sir, you're talking about long-term. The third is mental health. How can that be protected among the cadets, sir?
Well, so we have to really look into the mental health of the cadets. And just recently, we invited some of the our friends, no, at the Ateneo de Davao, Ateneo Xavier, Cagayan de Oro, the psychiatrists, the psychologists. They also helped us during the Marawi siege. They came to Marawi to help our soldiers deal with PTSD, no? Post-traumatic
PTDS.
PTSD.
PTSD, sorry.
Post-traumatic
Ano nga ba yung
disorder.
disorder? Okay.
Yes.
So they helped you. It's the same people that you tapped now.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So they came to Baguio just over the weekend. They talked to the fourth class cadets to try to teach them how to deal with trauma, no, trauma management. And then yung upperclassmen naman, kinausap nila and gave them some tips on anger management. No? And then pati yung mga tactical officers ay pinadaan rin namin dito.
How did that work out, sir? I mean, I'm sure this is an ongoing process.
It's an ongoing process.
What was it like? What was the output? Ano pong sinabi nila after
Well, maganda yung result
session?
kasi the cadets are now opening up. No? They're opening up, they're talking about their feelings. Alam nyo kasi kung minsan yung society natin masyadong macho, ayaw pag-usapan yung mga feelings eh. Lalo yung mga sundalo, no? Ayaw nila. Parang sabihin nila, hindi.
Was this a first, sir?
No, not really.
Hindi
No,
naman.
no, no. Meron na kasi tayong ongoing na sistema. We have a cadet welfare office. It used to be the guidance and counseling office when we were cadets. No? At tuloy-tuloy naman
Sa eskwelahan yan
programa.
yung guidance counselor mo. Parang ganun, sir.
Yes, oo. Pero kulang. Kaya gusto naming palakasin itong office na ito.
And how often do you plan to do this? In a year?
Well, we want to do this regularly. And then, of course, pati yung, let's say, yung mga fourth class cadets, once they become upperclassmen,
Yeah.
they have to go through some sort of a psychosocial intervention para mawala yung trauma nila na nakuha nila nung fourth class nila.
Right.
No? So that hindi nila maipasa
Sa susunod na,
batch.
henerasyon.
Oo.
Yeah. Sir, what are the short-term solutions now?
Okay, we have a lot of short-term solutions. Number one, we're requesting for more tactical officers. No? Kasi dumami ang mga kadete and the ratio of tactical officers to cadets is... We have one.
One or two.
One or two,
Diba?
yeah. Tactical officers. So we want to increase that to about 4
Okay.
tactical officers per company. And then, this is a new innovation. No? Our superintendent, Admiral Cusi,
Yeah.
gave us the order to integrate the cadets into one room. No? Anong ibig sabihin nito? Sa isang kwarto, it used to be that there were 4 cadets, but they were all classmates in one room. Ngayon po, sa integration, we have 1 4th-year cadet, 1 3rd-year cadet, 1 2nd-year cadet, and 1 4th-year cadet
Pinagsama-sama niyo sila.
in one room.
Is it done now?
Yes, we
Okay.
started already. No? Siguro mga pang 2nd week na ito. And we have been talking to the cadets. And fortunately, we have positive
Really?
feedback from the cadets. So sabi nila, number 1, sir, mas malinis na ngayon yung kwarto namin. No? So siguro, alam mo naman siguro na yung mga, of course, yung mga lower classes would clean the room. Nahiya sila sa
Oo,
fourth class.
sila maglinis,
Oo.
di ba?
Pero sabi rin ng mga 4th-year cadets, sabi nila, "Sir, mas gumaganda yung relationship namin
With their
sa
seniors.
with their juniors as well. At nahiya na rin kami na mag-relax lang, no? So we have to show a good example
Okay.
to our underclassmen." So maganda yung dynamics nito. But of course, we have to monitor this very closely. Kasi first time ito, this is the first time this is being done. It was done in the past, pero ang nangyari was like two third-year cadets and two fourth-year cadets magkasama sa isang kwarto.
So now it's first, second, third, and fourth. Sir, just as a last question, kamusta po ang moral ngayon sa PMA?
Well, I can say na, of course, medyo mataas pa rin yung stress level dahil ang daming pagbabago, no? Pero I believe that we are all on the same level, on the same plane, na kailangan talaga magbago ang mga sistema.
Pero magkakaroon pa rin ho ba ng tinatawag na maltreatment?
We have to look into that. Kasi nga, alam nyo, when you talk about hazing na lang, Pinky, when you talk about hazing, it's against the law. So, dapat talaga, we have to remove hazing, no? And then we want to develop also the cadets to be good leaders, no? To be upright leaders. Ang sabi nga ni Admiral Cusi, sabi niya, we want to develop warriors with a soul and heart.
Pareho yon. Kailangan magkasama yung dalawa.
Kailangan magkasama.
All right. We wish you luck to PMA Commandant of Cadets, Brigadier General Romeo Brawner Jr. na tubong Baguio.
Yes.
So you're home.
My home. I'm back home.
Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.